Welcome back to Next Level Sports. I'm Sam Green, along with Ari Itzkovitz, Connor Steindorf, and Connor Power. And today we're going to be debating the top 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League. What are our thoughts on this?
My top 5, probably Mahomes 1, Allen 2, Jackson 3, Burrow 4, Herbert 5.
Mine's a little bit different. I got, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, great winner. He's won the last 2 Super Bowls. I got him at 1. At 2, I got the MVP, Lamar Jackson. He has 2 MVPs. Allen has none. I got Lamar Jackson at 2. At 3, I got Allen. I think he's fair there. 4, I got Joe Burrow. He's been a great leader for the Bengals. They made it to the Super Bowl that one year. Haven't gotten anywhere since, but still a great quarterback. And 5, I got Dak Prescott of the Cowboys.
I'll go with my top 5 next. I also got Mahomes at 1, but I got Allen at 2.
Right.
Because I think he should have been the MVP last year, and I just feel like he's better than Lamar. But I do have Lamar Jackson at 3. Then I'm gonna put Joe Burrow at 4. I think it's a little disrespectful. I mean, they went to the AFC Championship the year before this one, and then I'm gonna put Jalen Hurts at 5 because I think he's really proven himself as an elite QB.
We have a question.
What's with this Joe Burrow disrespect? He's the only one of the quarterbacks on that list that you guys have besides Patrick Mahomes that's actually made it to the Super Bowl. He's made it to the AFC Championship game. Anytime he's healthy, he's the second best quarterback in the NFL. How come you all have him so at 4, below 2 guys that haven't done anything in the playoffs?
He needs to prove himself. He got injured last year.
2 years in a row.
He doesn't stay healthy.
That's because his offensive line stinks.
Lamar has 2 MVPs.
And 0 playoff success.
Josh Allen has also gone toe-to-toe home with Mahomes multiple times.
He's never won anything in the playoffs again.
That is true.
He went to the
If you want to
AFC
keep me
Championship
wrong, that's
game.
fine. All right, I'm going to hang up
Let's
because I
stop.
know I'm right.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Where the heck did you get Dak?
Yeah, where did you get
Prescott?
Dak Prescott?
He's been a pretty solid QB in the regular season.
Yeah, regular season.
Whoa. Top 20?
So much.
He's
Top
30 years old and he hasn't made it to a Super Bowl.
Neither is any of the people they've talked about except
For
for
Joe
2
Burrow
of them.
and Patrick Mahomes.
There are tons of quarterbacks that haven't made it to the Super Bowl.
That's why I put Jalen Hurts because he's proven himself in the playoffs.
Okay.
How is Justin Herbert on your list? He's done literally nothing in his career.
That's fair. That's a good question.
Great regular season performer when he's not injured and his team's not injured.
I think you guys need to value playoffs more, personally.
I think you guys need to look at the
All right,
quarterbacks.
keep talking.
Who would you put at 5? Let me ask you a question. Who would you put
Jalen
at 5?
Hurts?
His name's
Jalen
Matt.
Hurts?
His name's Matt Stafford. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I put Jalen. That's why I put Jalen Hurts at 5.
Keep
He's
talking.
playoff first.
Okay. So we seem to have a little bit of a disagreement on our 5s and our 3s. So do we want to just tell each other why we think each one should be there?
I think Josh Allen was the MVP last year. That's why I put him at 2. Let's go down the list. All right. Lamar Jackson had 4,000 total yards, 30 total touchdowns, and 13 total turnovers. Josh Allen led the league in total yards, led the league in total touchdowns with 44, and he did lead the league in turnovers with 22. But when you compare their touchdown to turnover ratio, it's very similar. And considering Allen led in both stats and carried the Bills with his star receiver complaining and moaning on the sideline, he led the Bills to a 5-0 record with just him and James Cook and a defense that was a little unreliable throughout that stretch. I think that Josh Allen deserves the MVP, and I think he deserves recognition as the second best quarterback in the NFL.
You have a question
Yeah.
over there?
What about his turnovers?
I just talked about that. He did lead the league in turnovers. However, when you compare Lamar's ratio of 30 to 13 to Allen's ratio of 44 to 22, it is very similar. Lamar's is almost a 2-to-1 ratio. Allen's is a 2-to-1 ratio. And when you account for the fact that Allen had so many more total yards and total touchdowns, I think that makes up for the small gap in turnovers.
Kind of just made your point worse than that.
I know you said those.
Good point.
I know you said those last 5 games of the season were great for Josh Allen, but what about those first 13 games of the season?
Lamar
14.
also had a pretty bad
14 games.
start to the season. In the first 7 games, I don't know if anybody remembers this, he was not close in the MVP running because he was sitting here having a lot of really, really just mid games, and then all of a sudden, the end of the season comes, he has a couple good games, and that really pushed him over the
The
edge.
Ravens were like the best team in the AFC for a huge chunk of the season. The Bills were like not even the playoff picture for about like the first 8-9 games of the season.
Until
so.
Josh Allen carried them to a 5-0 record.
Well,
without
you don't look at-
Stephon Diggs contributing at all, he still was able to put the team on his back and carry them to a 5-0 record.
I'm just saying you don't look at the only 5 games of the season. That's a small sample size.
You also anybody who puts Lamar as the MVP is also looking at only 5 games of the season.
We have a few questions. White shirt.
It wasn't until Ken Dorsey came in when they started relying on James Cook more, and that's when they started winning. Not Josh. They didn't start relying.
You mean
on
when
Josh
Ken Dorsey left?
Yeah, the new offense coordinator came in, and they started relying on James Cook more, the run game, and less on Josh Allen. Did they start winning?
It wasn't less on Josh Allen. It felt to me more like less on Stephon Diggs. And Josh Allen was still doing his fair share in those last 5 games of the season. That's why he still led the league in total yards and total touchdowns. But you're right, they did lean on James Cook more when, what's his name, Joe Brady took over as the offensive coordinator.
We have another question.
Why is Brock Purdy not in your top 5? Oh my
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not.
no.
Because
He's a
Brock
system
Purdy-
QB.
No, don't even answer the question.
No, let's. What do you have to say?
Brock Purdy gets carried by his team, specifically by his 2 top 20 wide receivers and the best running back in the league.
And tight end.
And,
Top
and
15.
they also have George Kittle.
And they have a great defense. I'd
And
like
a
to
great
say. Nick
offensive line.
Bosa,
What about
Yeah, but without,
Fred Warner,
let's say,
Shadarius Ward.
You can
You
put
put
Mac
Josh
Jones
Allen
there,
on-
and he'll do the same thing.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
They won the
Uh,
Super Bowl.
Wait,
What
what?
about
You
CJ
put Josh
Stroud?
Allen on the Niners,
What?
they're 100% winning the
Who?
Super Bowl.
Mayfield.
Do you think
Baker
Baker Mayfield
not
is
a top
Yeah.
5.
CJ
CJ Stroud with all this weapons?
CJ Stroud in the next 5
CJ
years.
is good, but he hasn't
top,
proved-
Right now,
top
yeah,
5
yeah,
quarterback.
That's 1%.
CJ's good, but he's only played 1 season. You know, he's not that proven yet. So.
I'm sorry.
Maybe some playoffs.
We got time for one more.
All right, one more question.
No, we don't have enough time for these. This show was brought to you by MLW. Catch the best wiffle ball action on the internet on their YouTube pages, MLW Wiffle Ball, and all their socials. Also, they have a Summer of Stadiums tour, which is headed to many Major League and Minor League Baseball parks around the country. And look for play-by-play call of the day after the first game of every series video posted on their YouTube. Thank you for joining us.